This next video shows the level of corrupted people working in hospitals in the UK and around the world. What I am exposing the Coventry boys and girls from the sectors, the Covert operators we're using, and the internet networking back to sector workers has to be abolished and all investigated and interrogate the sector workers, NHS nurses, researchers, Swansea Health Association, psychiatrists, and the social services sector, to find out who the Covert abusers are, and imprison them under military tribunals, under police investigations for police officers, strike them all off and imprison them because they're profiting from crime and they're trying to dysfunction people. So, watch this video. TIs in the UK, around the world, UN establishment, intelligence services, West Midlands Police Force and police forces in the UK and NHS England. Start screening. And do your research on people who apply to work for the NHS and check their backgrounds out, and see what their families, sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, fathers, uncles, and the associates are, and check their backgrounds out. And if anyone got criminal records, or corrupted, then don't employ them. And root out all the ones that I'm exposing.
And next tonight, a healthcare assistant working on a COVID ward has been convicted of using a dead patient's bank card to buy crisps, sweets and fizzy drinks.
They're all fraudsters in Coventry. Well, the NHS Coventry nurses, they're all the fraudsters.
But it happened at Heartlands Hospital in Birmingham, from where Mark Goff can.
That's why they're watching me and my mother and my brother. Watching our credit cards, watching our bank accounts, watching us spending money. Trying to ice up to steal off us. And do cybercrime. That's what I've exposed.
Healthcare assistant Aisha Basharat used the dead woman's credit card 6 times at the hospital vending machine to buy, as you say, sweets, crisps and fizzy drinks. The woman was pronounced dead at 1:56 p.m.
17 minutes there.
Footage caught Aisha Basharat at 2:13 p.m. using her credit card at the vending machine, and she used it 6 times to buy things worth £1 each. She then used it later that evening. And she also used it, or tried to use it rather, twice again later that month, but by that time the card had been cancelled. Well, I say she was caught on CCTV, police were called, they actually arrested her on her ward while she was on shift, and she still had the credit card with her. Her defence was that she said she found the credit card on the floor and she muddled it up with her own credit cards. Now the difficulty with that explanation was that the credit cards were different colours, and of course what she should have done with that lost property was handed it in to the hospital and followed their procedures. Well, the police today said it was absolutely distressing to the family. DC Andrew Snowden said the family had been coming to terms with the death of the 83-year-old woman, and now they realise that her card used after she died by someone who should have cared for her. Aisha Basharat was given 2 5-month jail sentences, although they were suspended. She's been suspended by the hospital and she'll face a disciplinary process.
Okay, Mark, at a very busy Heartlands Hospital. Thank you very much indeed.
A new study has found that large numbers of people have borrowed money to pay for their own private mental health care during the COVID crisis. Research seen by ITV News shows 1 in 6 aged 18 to 24 have been taking out loans to pay for their own care. I
suppose that's because of the NHS backlog. Anyway, what I'm exposing in Coventry, they're all criminal practicing, and the social workers, to save their careers, with the ones I said, doctors, psychiatrists, and the mental health administrators, have to name Ryan Lewis, Tony Chapman, Gareth Adams, Matthew Lee, Ashton Mapp, Scott Lee, Martin Lee, every phone caller is called, and he says, and Gerard, and the sector workers, and name the covert abusers, linked to the armed forces boys I've mentioned, and imprison them, the bunch of thieves, bunch of fucking lowlives, they're still doing cybercrime around here, so Coventry Police, catch them in the act, use the same equipment as they're using, thermology, infrared, ultrasound, X-ray, microwave, see-through technology, linked to Carl Keyboard's Navy boys and the Armed Forces boys. And if you ain't got that equipment, go and borrow it, go and get it from the nearest army barracks, and catch these people in the act, up and down Village Street, round the back of Chandler Street, and down round where I'm living now. You can get my address of Citizens Landlord, Mike Regan, Mike Poppy, is it? I think it's Mike Regan. And that way you catch them in the act, and then in prison for life term, radiating people. Over and out.